Network of awareness makes your brain coherent. One of the fastest growing podcasts. You can hear it 24/7. Got listeners out in London, informationalists in Paris. The echo spreading out, no parrot. Just dissect, digest, and share it. The righteous rhymes hit the spirit. Click 90 times, it won't perish. Cause y'all's the mind ain't no fairy tale like the belly our parents. It's time to rise, don't get wary. United minds, it's apparent. Download every single errand, but most ain't fit to catch it, even if they were Larry. Interviews, the interludes, they enter you, taking you on a journey like no other. It places you in a state of awareness. It's your fault if you hate the truth, cause Yahweh's on his way, my brother. Better change your views. All praise, yeah.
Peace and greetings. Presenting the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, providing in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, bringing you truth messages of inspiration, keen insight, reputable interviews, and so much more. So now, for the truth you've been waiting for, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, Aura, the informationalist.
Peace and greetings, folks. This is Aura the Informationalist, and you are now tuned in to the live broadcast of the Network of Awareness. Shout outs to everybody that's going to be joining the chat room in just a little while. Shout outs to all the people outside the chat room on the live broadcast, and shout outs to all the people that are going to be downloading the show from different parts of the world, including the United States. And speaking of the United States, I want to give a couple of shout outs. You know, we always got to give props where props is due. And, you know, even though ever since 3 months ago, my numbers of my downloads have drastically dropped to what the norm was. But it is what it is, man. It's one of those things where I don't get too caught up in it no more. I just, you know, I'm going to make the moves that I have to make in order to make sure that my podcast continues to develop. Because I've obviously had certain shadow banning and algorithms mess with on my channel. It's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to going on TV, but I will still provide quality shows here on the Network of Awareness. So all of you that are sticking it out with me through this tough time of being shadow banned and just really being affected by the censorship that not just myself, but many others have experienced. I mean, there's certain people I know about and that I heard of through the grapevine that they've had their channels completely shut down. They've had their shows completely wiped out, especially people on YouTube. You know, that's why I don't understand how people stay on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and make a bunch of money for YouTube. I understand it's popular, and I understand that the route that I went is a lot harder, but it's more worth it, you know? But if you want to get easy subscribers and get a lot of people to download your content, I would say set up a YouTube channel. But me, with the type of content that I have, it ain't happening. But let's give a shout out to all the people that have decided to stick it out with the Network of Awareness. Shout outs to Brother Mauricio in the chat room. And shout outs to New Jersey. Shout outs to Illinois, Florida, Georgia, Texas, California, Louisiana, New York, Nevada, Virginia, North Carolina, Colorado, Arizona, Tennessee, South Carolina, Michigan, Washington, Arkansas, Pennsylvania, Alabama, Oklahoma, Maryland, North Dakota, DC, Wisconsin, and all the rest of you. And then, of course, shout outs to Canada. Shout outs to India, Germany, Barbados, Costa Rica, United Kingdom, Mexico, United Arab Emirates, Morocco, Norway, New Zealand, Paraguay, Trinidad, Tobago. Let's go. Yeah, just some of the few people that have been following me pretty hard as of late. That was a beat that Brother Kyle sent me. That's a old rock and roll funky beat that we're definitely going to try to make something happen with it and create something new from it. So, brothers and sisters, today is Most High Mondays, and I'm a little drained from the weekend. It's been quite a interesting weekend, to say the least. The good thing is that I'm going to be featuring on a song, and can't wait to hear it. You know, I put in a lot of work to make the lyrics sound as good as they can possibly get. And then hopefully, you know, it all works out. But I'll be featuring on a song, and that's all I'm going to say. So when you guys hear it, you'll hear it, and it should be coming out soon. Also, you know, still working on the TV network. I'm not going to do too much promotion for it until another week or so, once I know everything is in order and ready to go. But today's show on Most High Monday is Truculent, Turbulent Times. If you don't fight for what you want, don't cry for what you lose. And the reason I chose this to be the topic of discussion today is because, brothers and sisters, man, I'm going to tell you something. And just with the things that have happened in this past couple of days, people on other people's platforms, you know, shouting people out and checking people. And I'm going to be honest with you. For me, being the confrontational dude that I used to be and that I'm still trying to stay away from, not that I was controversial when I was younger, but as I got older in my 30s, I became a little controversial, and I'm now getting that out my system. But being that type of person and seeing some of the things that transpired over the weekend, I was happy to see it, you know, because sometimes you got to address things. See, I'm the type of person that I like to nip things in the bud right away. I don't like to let things linger. Other people will, though, and that's quite all right. I mean, everybody has their own way of dealing with stuff. Me, personally, I like to nip things in the bud as soon as possible based on past experiences. But I called it the episode Truculent, Turbulent Times because truculent is a synonym for fighting. Turbulent is a synonym for chaos and disorder. And then, of course, times. And we have to fight in these chaotic times because not only are we in a spiritual war, but the war is soon going to get physical. It's just inevitable, people. That's why they're working so hard to try to take our guns away. And when I mean they, I'm talking about the United Serpents of America, which I believe by the year 2030 that the United States of America will not even exist. I truly believe that. I think that Agenda 21 is one of the purposes is to completely eliminate the United States as a corporation, as a country, and completely make it part of this one world order system. It's not a coincidence that a lot of NATO military is out here now, and you have a lot of US military helping NATO forces overseas. So that should be a big eye opener for many of us, if you give a shit, if you care enough. But I chose to do this episode because I feel like we need to discuss and present a discussion about how we really need to start preparing ourselves for battle. Because the spiritual battle is eventually going to work its way into the physical. Not only do I see that coming along, but I can feel it. I can feel it really, really hard, like these days. Like I can just see it. I can sense it. This is the calm before the storm. That's all this is. This is the calm before the storm. And there's the storm coming to the United States that's already hit, but it's not the worst of it. It's in the beginning stages of it. So we are in some truculent, turbulent times, and we need to fight for what we care about. We need to fight for what's right. And that's the overall mantra that I heard in my head today. Fight for what's right, because we're going to have to fight for what's right. We're going to have to fight for righteousness, because righteousness is something that doesn't come easy in the times of malevolence and corruption and immorality and deviancy and any other low vibration you could possibly think of. Let me tell you something, people. The United States is over. I've been saying this shit for the past 2 years since the pandemic started. This shit is done. Put a fucking fork in this bitch, because she's over. And all you people that are listening to this show, please understand that this is not hate speech. This is not fear-mongering speech to make you worried. This is a type of speech that is just pointing out the obvious. And if you can't see it, then, oh well, sucks to be you. But the reality here in America is that this shit is going down the fucking drain. And I have just a feeling, I can't base this on any factual information, but I have a strong feeling that we are going to go through a food crisis by sometime next year, where they're just going to start. And what I mean by food crisis, I don't mean that there'll be just such a lack of food. There'll be some of that. But there's going to be a lack of edible food, because a lot of this shit that's coming out of these stores and of these restaurants and fast food places, especially the fast food, it's all garbage, man. I mean, it always has been, but it's like some real serious shit. Like, I mean, you got fucking maggots inside of chicken that's being served at Popeyes. Like, how do you not catch that shit? You know what I'm saying? But we're in a time right now where people really don't give a fuck about much of anything but themselves. And that's the type of world we live here in the United Serpents of America. Everybody just only gives a fuck about themselves. There's a very few people that actually have some compassion in their heart. There's only a few of us left. And my compassion, I'm going to tell you something. My compassion in my heart comes with a lot of conditions. And the reason being is because I grew up in truculent, turbulent times in New York City. When I was growing up, it was constant warfare, in the sense like you always had to watch your back all the fucking time. I lived my life like that for like a good 7 years to 8 years straight, constantly watching my back. And that's not a good way to live. But I'm glad that I experienced it. Sorry, people, I had to sneeze. And I'm going to have to step away because I just realized that I have a package for those XLR cables and I can start using this audio interface instead of using the USB. Even though the USB sounds pretty good, it's too loud and it makes my voice sound too processed. But starting tomorrow, I have the XLR cable. Yeah, it just got in. But not to digress off of the topic of discussion, people, I want you to take a good time to just analyze what the condition is of the country that you live in. And when you start to see all of the different things that are just playing themselves out, the country, but slowly is diminishing. It's diminishing in its image of prestige, is what I'm saying. There's a lot more people that look at the United States of America as a shithole. It's not the place where people be like, oh my God, I got to move to the United States of America. Those days are over. Especially if you're somebody who has already been schooled about this place, you ain't going to want to come to move here. Because it's one thing when things were going well here, things were still fucked up. But now things are not going well. So whatever was fucked up about this place, it's more noticeable. And see, for somebody like me, I'm grateful for that because I'm like, it's about damn time that this place get exposed for what it truly is. See, I'm a lover of the Most High. I love the Most High. I love spirituality. I love the fact that I'm a spiritual being only here for a temporary experience. I love that because if I had to be in this body for thousands of years, I would be a fucking sad camper right now. But the fact that I know that this shit right here that I'm experiencing is temporary, I'm good. Because there's got to be something better than this. But the important thing is that I learned the lessons that need to be learned in order for me to move forward so that I don't have to repeat, so I don't have to do this over. And that's all through Yah's grace. Yah willing, right? I'm grateful for the opportunity, too, that I get to be in a truculent, turbulent time to put up a good fight for righteousness, for the Most High. Because I'm going to tell you something. I haven't been watching social media that much, but the times that I do, the shit that I be seeing on there, it's just fucking crazy. I mean, from police sex trafficking children, people getting beat up on the train, which is nothing new, but the way these, LBGT transgenders are moving and circulating these days, it causes for concern, man. And it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, people. Whenever you leave the door these days in the United States, whenever you leave your house and you're going into the general public, you better be on motherfucking guard. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you weigh 110 pounds or 280 pounds. You better be on fucking guard because this place is unsafe. And I'm talking about the United States of America right now. It's unsafe. And one of the main reasons why it's so unsafe is not just because of the toxicity that's been developing here for decades. It's the fact that you have a mental health crisis that started during the pandemic. See, what a lot of people don't realize is the pandemic has already had a massive residual effect on the whole entire culture and fabric of society here in the United States of America, people. Facts. And there's a lot of people that are experiencing that reality more than others. And there's others that will soon have to experience it as well. People like you and I. Things may be going well for us in the sense that we're not in direct contact with this toxic environment because we are protected. But there's going to come a time where we're going to have to fight for the righteousness that we've worked so hard to try to maintain and maintain our praising for the Most High. That's just a fact. I can sense it. I can feel it in the air. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but eventually it is, because I see how the country is, man. You got a lot of people here that have been desensitized to humanity. And that's why the transhumanism movement is something they're focusing on so much, because its sole purpose is to desensitize you from your human self. And it's been working. It's been working with the kids. It's been working with the young adults and even some of the older ones. People have become desensitized to where they don't even see each other as spiritual beings having a physical experience. People are looking at each other as objects. And, you better hope that you're not something that's an object that's in that person's way, because they're going to try to take you out their way. That's the type of world we're living in right now. I'm telling you, be on fucking guard every time you leave your house. I am. And it's funny because every time I walk my dog, not every single time, but I would say 75% of the time, when I walk my dog, some bullshit fucking happens, man. And thank Yah that it's nothing that I can't handle or nothing that gets too out of hand. But hey, any one of those situations could pop off real fucking quick, especially in a state like Florida where there's nothing but guns. Everybody got a gun. If they don't got a gun, they got a knife. If they don't got a knife, they got some other type of weapon. You'd be surprised how many white dudes out here be walking around with Bowie knives and all types of shit. We're in the truculent, turbulent times. And here on Most High Monday, I'm going to tell you, keep your faith strong, but keep your mind strong. Be highly intuitive. Exercise. Learn how to stab somebody. Learn how to shoot a gun. Do something to learn how to protect yourself, because truculent is all about force. And that's why I put it as the first word, because we are going to have to use force in order to defend that which we love, that which we hold dear, and that which we fight for, which is right, that righteousness. We have to fight for righteousness these days, because the spiritual warfare is such an evil one that it doesn't even want anything good, pure, or righteous to exist. And there's a lot of people in this country in particular, but all over the world, that are very content with doing their part or making their contribution to make that a reality. Have we not, brothers and sisters, seen a rise in Satanism? Outright Satanism. Satanism is now being displayed in local government, in media, and in Hollywood, of course, right? Because they vote, but they do it heavy now. If you go onto any movie network like Netflix or Prime or whatever the fuck you go on, there's a gabillion movies about Satan and the devil and demonic worship or demonic control or possession. I mean, there's just so much shit that's out there. And that's why I understand what Aleister Crowley was saying. And, he was on point, because he predicted that society would be exactly what he was striving for, where we're at now, where the level of morality is just gone, man. And it's just something that I'm seeing more and more. And if it wasn't for the Most High, people, I would be a miserable fucking man. I really would. Because there's not much to look forward to when it comes to this country, when it comes to this corporation that I live in, with you, with most of you. not all of you. But even some of you that live overseas, you're going through the motions. South America is going through the motions since the pandemic. Europe has been going through the motions. And some places have gotten it worse in the way they're operating to COVID-19 than the places in the United States. It's insane, man. But that's why you got to get prepared, man. And shout outs to Brother Landon from Righteously Prepared, because that's exactly what we need to do. We need to get righteously prepared, not just any type of preparedness, but righteously prepared, because we're going to have to fight for that righteousness. Because that righteousness right now, that comes so easy to us as long as we hold our faith near and dear and follow the laws to the best of our abilities. Yeah, that righteousness, it's there for us for the taking if we choose to. But there's going to come a time, brothers and sisters, and I'm not trying to put fear in anybody, but you're going to have to physically fight to maintain that shit. Because that's the type of shit that I'm starting to feel like is happening here, where there's just so much fucking wickedness, man. There's just so much of it that eventually it's going to come knocking on our door. And this Luciferian principles that are saturating the very fabric of America, it's making it to where it's almost intolerable for me to live here because there's nothing to look forward to. I used to look forward to going out to places for recreation. I have no desire to do that because I feel like if I was to do that, I have to be on guard, man. Because now I have to worry about or be concerned. I shouldn't say worry. Let me take that back. Now I have to be concerned that if I do go to a public place, that somebody might want to start shooting at me. Like that's the type of shit we're dealing with now. Over 215 mass shootings alone this year. Where is that number going to be by the end of this year? And you see some people be like, oh, that's not going to happen here where I live. It's just, really. Those are the places they target. They target the places where shit don't go down. Isn't that what happened at Tops at Buffalo? Nothing ever go down at Tops supermarket, but it did now. And obviously all this shit is black flag operations. And if you don't know what a black flag operation is, it's basically CIA, FBI, secret government operative shit where they cause a problem, right? Like David Icke said, problem, reaction, solution. They cause the problem, they get a reaction, they provide a solution. And with all these mass shootings, the solution is let's take away the guns. If we take everybody's guns away, then nobody can shoot each other. And we all know that's a crock of shit, right? And we also all know that here in the United States, they ain't taking nobody's fucking gun unless you kill them. That's a lot of the way that people that are members of the NRA think. And I say salute to you NRA members because you know what it is. You know what this country's about, man. This place is so corrupt. And now we got this situation with the World Health Organization being sold, America being sold out to the World Health Organization. And if you was watching me on Yash Karan's pull-up show this weekend where I mentioned that, like, there's going to be civil war. The moment that the World Health Organization, if they are to take over, starts putting stipulations on this medical tyranny, oh, it's going to be a shit show. It's going to be a shit show. It's going to be a lot of death. Because there's a lot of people that are not going to comply with any of the shit that they're doing in China. All that shit that they're doing in China, people, we already know that shit ain't going to happen here. And if they even try to make that shit happen here, you are going to see The Valentine Day massacre on fucking steroids here throughout the 50 plus states. But with that being said, let me pick up my package. I should have picked it up earlier, then we could have been talking on my audio interface. But let's take an intermission. I don't have any new beats. I'm going to have a new beat ready for tomorrow, though, that I'm going to have. You can hear my phone is loud as fuck. Yeah, I'm going to have a new beat tomorrow. But in the meantime, let's play the interview with Brother D Nice. And this is Take One song called The Interview with D Nice. And I'll be right back.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
I think you'll be able to get to that point, or do you think for the rest of your rap career, you're still gonna just always be in that aggressive mode? What's your take on that?
I don't know, man. I mean, I just live for today. I just can't really, see the future. Hopefully, if I have more good days, I'll rap, more serene.
All my life, I've been fighting to get to a place I belong. It gets hard, but I won't quit, 'cause I know the Lord's made me strong. You can't run, you can't hide, 'cause life is still gonna always be there. All my life, I've been fighting to get to a place I belong.
I understand, and I really get it. I understand, everybody's different. I understand upbringings can be rough. Not everyone was raised with privilege. I understand everybody's cards are different. I understand everybody's got a mission. Your life wasn't even your decision. You were just stitched up, born, raised, and placed in this position. Sounds unfair, you didn't get a say, but Yahweh makes no mistakes. You might resent it, but your life plays a role in a big picture Yah has made. So whether you were raised wealthy or poor, there's no mistake as to why you were born. Don't be ashamed, don't be so torn. Learn to embrace that you're better than the norm.
All my life, I've been fighting to get to a place I belong. It's hard, but I won't quit, 'cause I know the Lord's made me strong. You can't run, you can't hide, 'cause life is still gonna always be there. All my life, I've been fighting to get to a place I belong.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it because I'm just gonna do it. No, that's bullshit, because that's not what state of mind I'm in. So if I be in a better state of mind, then yeah, but right now I'm just like all over the place.
Everything that I say, it's never been a lie. All the pain I endure, it made me wanna cry, 'cause it hurt deep inside. It pains me every day, it pains me every night. How much I gotta fight to keep myself alive. Can I take a break from shit? In a minute, I'm just gonna lose it. I don't wanna live like this. Self sound much better. I could get out the way, no suicide. Somebody gotta take me. I'm a battle to the end, guarantee never been a coward in this. Just fear restricted, better pay attention what I gotta say. It's something that a lot of people cannot I do this transparent. It's a different task to manage. Spread it out to the planet. Knows me on a personal tip. Gotta be straight from the hip. Total darkness, I don't want a part of it. Believe what I say, I want positive energy. Never want, I need a little bit of peace. I really wanna show all 32 teeth. Got a beautiful smile, it's been a while. I'm a really nice guy when I see you. High five, only thing keeping me calm when I praise ya. When I praise ya.
All my life I've been fighting to get to a place I belong. I belong. It gets hard, but I won't quit, 'cause I know the Lord's made me strong. Made me strong. We can't run, we can't hide, 'cause life is still gonna always be there. All my life I've been fighting to get to a place I belong. I belong.
I think that you'll be able to outgrow this, this state of mind, of like, darkness and not, being able to, I guess, put more positive energy in your music. And I'm not saying that your music is not positive, but I'm just making a point, like, the state of mind that you're in, like, as you're making this music, instead of, being always angry all the time, which, I mean, like I said, it's in your right, but still, like, being able to rap from a more positive state of mind, like, just more blissful, you know what I mean? And not so much, I guess, hurt and anger inside, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's better for you, man. It's for your own benefit. It's for your own sanity, and yeah, I definitely think you'll get there. At some point.
Time will tell, my friend.
Yeah.
Only time will tell. But
Yeah.
All right. That was the interview with Brother D Nice and Take One. So, people, today's episode is really just to put focus on the United States and just for us to do a brief observation as to where things are headed when it comes to this country. I had friends that used to be like, and these are friends that are not friends anymore that I cut off, but they used to be like, oh, you got to invest in gold and all this, shit that they used to tell me. And as I see the way this country is literally going down the fucking drain, it's like, I'm so glad that I didn't get caught up in all of this trivial bullshit when it comes to finances. Because one thing we know from Hollywood, and Hollywood has shown us so much, is that maybe these people that are, by the way, if you're somebody on Instagram, maybe you should just listen to the show for a while instead of fucking posting every 2 minutes, man. I don't understand how people post every 2 minutes on Instagram. People need to have a fucking life. I'm telling you, man. That posting shit on social media 24 hours a day, that shit is like, I don't get it. That shit is for the fucking birds. But anyway, what I was saying was, when it comes to this country, this place is the way the infrastructure is collapsing is no different than the way the infrastructure was collapsing thousands of years ago in Rome, or hundreds of years ago in Rome, or whatever. It's no different. It's the same exact thing. It's just in supposedly modern day time. But the way things are collapsing here is the same way things collapsed in Rome. Rome had a bunch of problems with the infrastructure collapsing. When it came to medicine, when it came to food, when it came to security, when it came to hygiene, all that shit was collapsing. All of it. And then not including the fucking turmoil that was going on, the inner turmoils within government, which is the same inner turmoil battles that are going on here in the United States. And these laws that are being passed while we're getting distracted by all this bullshit, because I'm going to tell you something. These mass shootings, as disturbing as they are, whether they're real or not, they all serve a purpose for propaganda. And they all are serving a purpose for distraction. Because every time there's a shooting and there's emphasis put on these specific stories, the fucking Supreme Court, along with Congress and the Senate, are passing laws that don't even make sense. There's no reason why they should be passing a law that doesn't allow wrongfully convicted felons, who are not even felons, that are innocent people, to have an opportunity to retract the case, file another case, and prove their innocence based on circumstantial evidence that can be provided at that specific time. You want to pass a fucking law that doesn't give these people the right to do that? For what? Maybe it's because the prison industrial complex needs to continue to make the money that they're making. And they can't make the type of money that they make if they don't have prisoners in the jail. And what's interesting about this law that was passed that doesn't allow actual people that have been incarcerated unlawfully to have an opportunity to see some type of freedom. For what? But it goes back to what I was saying about the Luciferian principles. Luciferian principles are becoming the fabric of modern American society. And if somebody disagrees with me, please do share. Because that's an argument that I guarantee you will fucking lose. Because I got too much proof. The proof is in the pudding. This country, or should I say this corporation, known as the country of the United States of America, this place is being run by fucking Satan himself. Like everything that goes on here has a demonic undertone to it. Everything. From the education system. Like right now, if your kid is in school, you need to get your child out of school. Because the public and the private sector of education here, it's going through some type of, what I remember David Icke called it the schism. It's going through some distortion of frequency where the schools now are just hostile, toxic, low frequency, demonic level environments, especially when it comes to the education of androgynism, of transgenderism, of sexuality, period. They are distorting the brains of young children that are impressionable. And they're giving these kids the fucking idea that if one day they wake up and little Timmy wakes up and says, hey, I'm Tammy, I'm not Timmy, then it should be acceptable. This is the type of shit that's going down right now in the United States, in all of the states. And shout outs to Governor DeSantis for at least putting a stop to that bullshit here. Then let's not even go into the medical institutions because, brothers and sisters, I'm due for a cleaning. I'm actually 3 or 4 months past due for a dental cleaning. But I don't know. And it's not so much that I'm scared. I just don't trust this fucking place, man. And you know me, people, I don't like to be around vaccinated people too long. It's just a fucking fact. And that's not going to change. I don't give a fuck who you are. That is not changing whatsoever. And I'm going to be taking a trip on a plane in the next several weeks. So I'm going to be broadcasting live from a different location. But I'm just going to give all my praise to the Most High and trust in the Most High that I will be protected when I take that fucking flight, because that's another institution that's fucking off the charts. It's the medical industry and the airline industry. It's like now if you take a plane, you got to be on fucking guard because something might pop off. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be directly with you, but it can affect you indirectly, which then will affect you directly. I think about all those people that didn't want to wear the mask and they brought the planes down. And then all those people that had places to go to got delayed. Can you imagine? I know me in particular, I would be pissed, especially if I had like a business trip or if I was going anywhere and I had plans and then you fucked up my plans because you didn't want to put a mask on, or you just wanted to be disorderly and now we got to bring the fucking plane down because you're a fucking hot mess. I'm praying that when I take my trip, and I'm taking my trip early in the fucking morning, so I'm hoping that nothing happens, because usually that's how I fly. I either fly late at night, I take a red eye, or I take an early morning flight. And this particular flight that I'm going to be taking is at 5 a.m. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of people that like to fly that early in the morning, especially out here in Florida. A lot of lazy fucks that don't wake up until 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, or 12. But look at all the institutions, the medical institutions, all fucked up, man. All fucked up. My mother had a hip surgery not too long ago, and they got my mother on all types of medications, man. And I know for a fact that those medications are messing my mother up. But what do I do? What do I do? You know, it's nothing that I'm going to be able to say to my mom or try to help her like I've done in the past that's going to make any sense to her. Then you have what we talked about, the medical industry. We talked about the airline industry, the food industry. The food industry is fucked up right now in the United States, man. And if it's not fucked up in the way that it's contaminated, it's damn too expensive to want to go out and eat these days on a regular basis like I used to do, because the food is all jacked up because of inflation. And one of the smartest decisions I made, and it wasn't even for the purpose of gas, but I'm glad that I did, is got rid of my car. And one of the reasons I got rid of my car is because I wasn't going to be medically transporting people no more. I was done with that. And the Most High answered my prayer. And I got rid of that bitch. You know, I could have got another one through with the insurance, but I was like, fuck that. I'm good. People thought I was crazy because I've never been without a car since I was 18 years old, people. Always had a whip. First time in my life where I'm not driving for the past 6 months now. And I'm 44 years old. And I'm fucking enjoying every single moment. Matter of fact, I took a trip with my brother in his car, and I was riding in the car with him, and I was like, I'm so fucking happy I don't have to drive no more. That shit sucks out here in Florida. You got to avoid an accident every freaking 5 to 10 minutes on the road. And I'm not exaggerating, people. So I'm happy about that I didn't have to, I don't have to experience that no more, where I have to be on the road all the time and dealing with road rage and putting me out of whack, spiritually and vibrationally. That's one less fucking trauma that I have to deal with. But that's me. Everybody's different. I'm not expecting anybody that's listening to this show to feel like I'm feeling. Maybe some of you feel some of the things I feel. I don't know. But one thing I tell you is that my desire and enthusiasm to want to be engaged with the modern day society of America it's not there, man. I have none whatsoever. And now that I'm in a relationship, I'm happy that I'm in a relationship that doesn't require me to go to a bunch of different places all the time. I'm liking that. I like the fact that I'm with someone who doesn't want to fucking go everywhere and go to every fucking family gathering. Me and my queen, we don't really like to fuck with our family. So it works out great for us. It's like, oh, I don't really want you to be hanging out with my family. Well, I don't want you hanging out with my family neither. Great. It's just the way it is. And I know some people may feel differently, and that's great. If you got a good family dynamic, wonderful. I don't. My shit is real flaky. I'm not going to say it's toxic or bad. It's just flaky. And that's enough for me to not want to be a part of it. See, you know what's important for me right now is to have peace of mind. Peace of mind is more important than fucking water for me. Peace of mind. Because without having peace of mind, I can't do shit. I might as well be fucking dead. Because if I don't have peace of mind, I'm just waiting to fucking die. That's it. But when I have peace of mind, then I have purpose. I have things that I want to do. And I have a reason on why I want to do them. And those reasons are strong enough to get me out of my bed. But if I don't have that, I'm just a fucking stressed out dude like many people out here. Always upset, always frustrated, always looking for something to complain about. Does that sound familiar, people? Because I know some people like that. Those are the people I stay clear of. We're in some turbulent, truculent times. We just are. And I'm glad that I have a platform to remind you so that you don't get fucking laxed. Because this is not the time to get lax. And you're going to hear me saying it like a broken record. Start, if you haven't already, start becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. Get real fucking used to it because we are going to be forced to be in that state of mind. So why not be in that state of mind now so that when we are all collectively in that state of mind of being uncomfortable, you're going to be in the fucking zone while the other person's going to be stressing, trying to figure things out, not knowing if they're going to make it. But see, brothers and sisters, those that are getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, we're going to make it just fine because we're building and we're built for this shit. But you can't get built for this shit if you're not putting in the practice of being uncomfortable and being comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's just like anything else. It takes time and effort to get good at it. Practice makes perfect. And I'll be honest with you, the way things are going in this country, shit. It's becoming very normal. The new normal is uncomfortability and uncertainty. That is the fucking new normal. You don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. Especially with this fucking, with this mass shooting shit. who knows how much the propaganda pimps are going to push that agenda or push that narrative here in the United States. And I say it before we take a break, people, be very careful when you go into public places. And if I was you, I would refrain from going to big public gatherings on a regular basis, because you could be one of those people getting shot. All it takes but a second. I'm just grateful to the Most High that my desire to want to do things recreationally here is damn near completely out of my fucking system. You know what's recreation for me? Going to walk my fucking dog, or going out for a run, or going for a walk at the creek. That's recreation for me. I used to go out 4 to 5 days a week out here in Florida. Not too long ago. I was on that level like 2 years ago. That's why I say all praise to the Most High for the pandemic, because the pandemic woke me up. Do you realize, people, one of the spots that I go to, they would call me the king of beers, because I was literally the king of beer. I drank more beer in this place for the year of 2019. I drank over 1,863 ounces of beer in less than 12 months. I drank more beer than anybody in the history of the franchise of the company. And the only reason I found that out is because the district manager during COVID, when COVID first hit, and I had came back after March to go eat there, they were telling me, yeah, we ran the tabs on the inventory of, you know, of your tab and, you know, your bill, and, you know, everybody's ranked, and it was like, you're number one. I didn't know if I should feel like a fucking alcoholic or if I should feel good. And to this day, if I go to that place, they treat me like a fucking king, but I don't drink. Now what I drink is mango tea. That's what I drink, mango tea. And the last time I went there, I had a mimosa, and I fucking vomited on a mimosa. So liquor is definitely not that I was ever a big drinker, but I could bang down some beers, man, back in the days and still be functional. But after hearing that, I was like, fuck that. I ain't going to be the fucking number one beer drinker for 2020. There's a guy that took my place. He makes the little belt symbol when he passes me. He's a cool dude, older man. And I told him, I said, you can rock that belt all you want. I ain't doing that shit no more. I have no desire to want to be inebriated or even get a light buzz. Like, it's kind of crazy how if you really want to stop something, if you really have the desire to want to improve yourself, and you want to stop doing certain things that are not conducive to the well-being and to the upliftment of the righteousness and the purpose that Yah is giving you, you're going to do it, man. You're going to do it. It really is that easy. It just depends on how bad you want it. A lot of times when we want to stop certain vices, we really don't want to stop them. We just say that because it sounds good and we want to give the impression to others that we're making strides on doing that. But we really deep down inside don't want to fucking do that shit, man. But now is the time, because we about to be put in some uncomfortable situations. And you're going to have great discipline in how you operate physically, mentally, and spiritually. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, let's take a break. This is episode 11, Truculent, Turbulent Times, on Most High Monday here in the United Serpents of America. This is Order the Informationalist, and you're tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money, but what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. Make me a nightmare for people like you. A nightmare for people like you.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
How you doing? Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo. This shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just cause you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Low kick.
They know I got the 9 on me.
Yeah, you know I got the 9 on me.
It's time to ride or die, homie.
Yeah, it's time to ride or die, homie.
Man, this how we survive, homie.
Yeah, this how we survive, homie.
Shout outs to Silva and Lou
9 on me.
Moro and my brother Lincoln.
I got the 9
Shout
on
outs to the NYC, baby. Boogie down Bronx.
This word is for the wise, either ride or you gon' die. It's the blind leading the blind. We've been fighting for our rights, now we fighting for our life. Still no light I see inside, but I see the light inside and pray I don't go out my mind. I got a 9 in my hand and a couple of bullets. All I need is a reason for me to load it and pull it. There goes one in the shoulder, another one in the leg. Gotta finish the job and put another one in his head. I was told it's him or me, I'ma live to see another day. Kill to do the killing, I don't see it any other way. People do the talking, I don't care what motherfuckers say. Keep your social distance or you getting blown the fuck away. No more Mr. Nice Guy, gotta be the bad boy. I'm on high alert, I got all of you niggas paranoid. I'm way too much at peace for you to ever bother mine. That's the bottom line, cause we all live in them all time. The 9 on me.
Yeah, you know I got the 9 on me.
It's time to ride or die, homie.
Yeah, it's time to ride or
You
die,
are now tuned in to the
Man,
Network
this
of
how we
Awareness.
survive, homie.
Yeah, this how we survive, homie.
That's why I keep the 9 on me.
Yeah, you know I got the 9 on me. Do or die till I die, homie. I leave a nigga paralyzed, homie. With
What you know about the 9 on me? With that 45, feel like plies, homie. I look up at the sky like I'm the guy, homie. Got them grinding off the muscle you supply for me. What you know about your bestie trying to ride on you? I ain't never tell, bitch, I define loyal. That type of other shit just make my blood boil you. How you hate me after all the shit I done for you? Now I'm forced to get my head right, but that's kinda hard when you to dodge death twice. Respect life, but this ain't a show, I'm dead nice. I'm the one that could bring us to the next fight. Shed light over everything bad, I'm the one with a gun, it's a tech bite. Blah.
If I'm not mistaken, it was.
Now you see something. Now you see now. Now you see now. You be the fucked up. You the fucked up. I see. I see.
To that, for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure every day do your own research, you seek out the truth, you stand in your truth no matter what. Yeah, shalom, let's get it. Use your own mind, be your own man, use your third eye, gotta take a stand, always walk by faith, fuck man what they say, just always be you. Keep on seeking truth. I had no choice, I had to make it. All them chances I kept taking on myself. All within, higher self, I channel him. Yahweh guiding me, how can I lose these niggas fools? Taking COVID jabs, I see right past the hokey doke. This shit the joke, just keep your third eye woke. Cause they will try to sleep you, but my vibration rising higher. Gone, I'm gliding, wings are spreading. Now I'm flying, government spying. They trying to kill you off, one by one. Agenda 21, 22, they keep hiding the truth. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, keep on me and you. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, just keep on me and you. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you. Keep on seeking truth, growing, awaken, vibration raising. I'm flowing toxic energy, I'm shedding, seeing everything with my third eye. You can't relate if you sleep, you a sheep. You can't see what's going on in front of you. You hypnotized by the TV. This shit getting crazy, pushing agendas. The truth is constantly hitting you, forbidden from waking up anybody. When you do, they silence it. Only way to get ahead is sell your soul. Once you jump down the rabbit hole, can't turn back. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, keep on me and you. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, just keep on being you. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you, keep on seeking truth. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you, keep on seeking truth.
Spartans! What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.
Living for Yah, yeah, the righteous will. Do his will to the end, yeah, the righteous will. Keeping faith till the end, yeah, the righteous will. He that's righteous, let him stay righteous still. Only those with an ear will listen. Getting 1/3 is the only mission. If they don't wanna listen, let a fool stay a fool. Pretty soon they gon' wish that they paid attention. God's coming swiftly, just around the corner you can hear gunshots popping off. People losing their wits speed. Soon the USA, aka Babylon, will crash and fall. Much harder than the Twin Towers. 400 years of power for the Gentiles. Felt like eternity, but to Yah it was 10 hours. We about to get out of this island of sick power. 1/3 will prevail, 2/3 will get devoured.
For the longest time I've tried to wake up my folks, but now I realize their eyes were meant to be closed. So I gotta leave them alone.
I'm just saying,
just leave them alone.
You can't save them.
Can't save the world, you just need to leave them alone.
His soul has some good, I saw it in his eyes. He actually can cure when I spoke about Yah. For a second I thought perhaps I could make a difference. You can show the horse the water, but you can't make him sip it. It's got me reminiscing when I first came into truth. Thought I was better than folks because of what I knew. But after refinement, trials, and maturity, I've realized that I'm no better than he or she. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, how much dollars you have. As long as you have Yah, everything will make sense. No need to get mad or pissed when the people you know hates the truth you spit. Cause the end is near, Yah's close and near. Adrenaline is rising high, citizens in fear. The truth isn't for everyone, no matter what you show. Just focus on Yah, he's the only way to go.
For the longest time I've tried to wake up my folks, but now I realize their eyes were meant to be closed. So I gotta leave them alone.
I'm just saying,
just leave them alone.
You can't save them.
You can't save the world, you just need to leave them alone.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
How you doing?
Every time I look around, yeah, it's always something. Trying to save a little money, but I gotta give it up. It's just always something. I be tempted on a daily to throw my hands up. Give it up, yeah. I can't give up. I damn near lost my mind. Can't take a break. Too many depending on me. I look around, yeah. Always something.
Let me tell y'all something. I was going through a lot of hell that I could shake the devil's hand. Unfortunately, I didn't have anyone to help me on my journey. I feel you, brother, when you can't say no money. Bills are like stick-up kids. When you get paid, they will tell you to give it up. Put your hands up. That is messed up, especially would you be in my position. Everything that I have, it goes to hospital bills, car note, insurance, etc. I really want to give it up, but when I feel down, I pray to Yahweh to lift me up.
Every time I look around, yeah, it's always something. Trying to save a little money, but I gotta give it up. It's just always something. I be tilting on a daily to throw my hands up. Give it up, yeah. I can't give up. I damn near lost my mind. Can't take a break. Too many depending on me. I look around,
It's always something. I'm thugging what to do with these hundreds. My bro wanna borrow money. My aunt wanna borrow money. They know I just had a baby. This crazy ego bluffing. But I just do the good deed with my heart because I love them. I went within. I'm surrounded by higher beings and angels. Discover elements they don't show on periodic tables. Don't get confused. These demons try to manipulate. Demons looking crooked, so allow me to demonstrate. Not a rapper, I'm a realist. Connect with y'all forever. This music stuff is just a stepping stone to something better. I'm on fire on my playlist. It's Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Every time I look around, yeah, it's always something. Trying to save a little money, but I gotta give it up. It's just always something. I be tilting on a daily to throw my hands up. Give it up, yeah. I can't give up. I damn near lost my mind. Can't take a break. Too many depending on me. I look around, it's always something.
Kelsa, this is a banger.
Always, yeah. Always, yeah.
Now you're listening to the one and only Oxakai.
Hey yo, drop it.
Oxakai, or take one. There's only a mad time for this to happen. We about to hit you some bars to resonate with your soul. Bar Smiths, let's go. Let me talk my shit. American dream was nothing more but a mirage to keep you enslaved, controlled by the synagogues. They gave us a white man with blue eyes, called him God. Malcolm X started to learn before he sabotaged the truth that Muhammad Elijah was a fraud. The whole Islam nation, nothing but facade. You industry niggas is nothing but some cheap rods. Riding them balls to Satan, giving his dick a massage. Americans Babylon, hidden the camouflage. Brotherhood recruitment and Masonic lodge. Triple scoops of the cold truth, that's how them dies. Taking shots that even Neil can't dodge. Landing the eagle, robbing you for your morals, promoting care and evil. Heavily surveillance that every camera can see. GMO processing everything that defeats you. Wicked ways to the world is here to mislead you.
Thank God I'm alive. This world's so empty, I need you with me everywhere I go. I'm fighting day by day and night. Hope you can spare my soul.
There is no world trade, now the world trades in pain. Is this an accident? It's more simple than strange, we trapped in it. Perhaps a tragic tactic, the form that makes this the sanction. Internet interactions, following your bad habits. No matter how much you make it, they always got their eye on it. It's evident the government don't want a peasant resident become activist artists who owns business or residence. Cause sooner or later, we're residing right next to them, controlling your next of kin, teaching them the world of sin. They only learn the worst of it, every kid equipped with barcodes and biochips. Slowly we accepting it, pretending it's benefiting. But I didn't wanna know what you be heading and what you're getting and selling. Cause in Armageddon, your brother is overprotected. So you always say yes to him, he wants to be respected. When our service has expired, he'll get tired and we all be irrelevant.
Thank God I'm alive. This world's so empty, I need you with me everywhere I go. I'm fighting day by day and night. Hope you can spare my soul.
Hey. On the surface he's grinding, but deep inside he's crying, trying to keep his eyes on the prize to keep the Messiah smiling. All stacked against him, he leans on Yah and not fought of violence. And when he call on Yah, Yah responds with such flawless timing. His environment's filled with zombies, it's not the brightest. Finding ways to escape this place, he gets lost with rhyming. Using his gift to uplift, but also constant reminder that somewhere someone needs his songs to give all praise to Yahweh.
Don't worry, just don't worry. Yahweh and Yahweh's gonna bring us home.
Hey, got the heart of a lion, armor all on his body. This shoot's the hardest thing ever, but still he costs the mileage. Deep in the trenches where wickedness prospers all the time. It's like the good gets punished just for doing what is smart and righteous. As the stars are aligning, Yahweh's calling his finest. All united, not divided. Tough road, but I think I'm alive.
Thank God I'm alive. This world's so empty, I need you with me everywhere I go. I'm fighting day by day and night. Hope you can spare my soul.
Life is an unpredictable and amazing journey. Our ever-changing conditions within today's society and the constant new trends influencing cultures can become overwhelming, to say the least. But no worries. The Network of Awareness podcast radio show brings peace of mind in these challenging times. Follow us on your favorite podcast listening app and join our community of Network of Awareness at networkofawareness.com. And we are back. Welcome to the live broadcast on Most High Mondays here on the Network of Awareness. Check me out at networkofawareness.com. Check out any of the shows on the Network of Awareness. It ain't just me. We got the Alpha Talk podcast. We have, which is soon going to become 101 with Oxacod. He's going to change the name of the podcast. It used to be Lions Den. Then it went to Oxacod podcast, and now it's going to go to 101 with Oxacod. Also, check out the righteousrapacademy.com, which is Take One's podcast. Check out the Passion Pursues Purpose. And soon, I will let you guys know when we get some more episodes from Billy Izzy from the Imperial U Life podcast. But in the meantime, the Network of Awareness is expanding to television, coming soon to Roku and to internet TV. So you'll be able to watch movies from your internet browser, from the website, or you'll be able to watch it on Roku. Today's episode is all about, if you're just tuning in, this is all about being mentally, spiritually, and physically prepared for the tumultuous time that we're going to be going through here in the United Serpents of America in the near future. Because if the World Health Organization winds up owning the United States of America and wants to start implementing these draconian medical tyranny laws and starting to implement these laws into the very fabric of America, if that does happen, there is going to be civil war in the United States of America. And it's not going to be a civil war to gain some type of reestablished government. It's going to be a civil war where nothing will ever be the same again. And the scriptures don't lie. That's one thing I've come to know as I've gotten older. I've taken the scriptures a lot more seriously than I did when I was younger. And a lot of times I didn't take scripture seriously because when I was younger, is because I was around too many perpetrators, too many frauds in the Christian religion of Catholicism. But with all that being said, brothers and sisters, I want to just make it very clear that we are behind enemy lines here in the United States of America. And it's not even being black or being a brown person in America no more, even though that's still a relevant problem here in the United Serpents of America. Let's not get that twisted, but it's not the overwhelming problem anymore. The overwhelming problem is now just you being alive. Like, that's how simple it is. It's just you're alive. And if you are alive, you are a problem. Plain and simple in this country. Because they're taking Agenda 21 very seriously. And depopulation is on the chopping block. It is there. I shouldn't say on the chopping block. We are on the chopping block for Agenda 21. And it is a very, very serious thing. And it's one of the reasons why everything is being contaminated and toxic. Because if they couldn't kill you with the science appliance, they are going to get you in other ways. And, I was just eating strawberries yesterday. And I was talking to my queen, and she's telling me that there's people getting fucking hepatitis B from eating fucking strawberries and getting all other types of diseases. And I'm just like, damn, I can't even fucking enjoy strawberries now without feeling like, damn, is something going to happen to me? And another thing too, people, I put a post out that a brother that follows me on TikTok shared with me, and I reposted it on Instagram. Be very careful with eating lettuce from these packaged companies, especially in particular romaine lettuce, because there is a bacteria called Listeria, and it's killing people, and it's getting people extremely sick. So the food poisoning is on a whole nother level. This is the type of shit we got to be careful with. We got to be careful about eating fucking lettuce. We got to be careful with the water that we cook with. We got to be careful with the water that we're showering in. I would love to get some type. I wonder, I should check it out. I wonder if there's a filtration system that allows your showered head to filtrate or clean the water. I know they have them, but I wonder if there's one that changes the water that comes out the shower head into alkaline, that electricizes the water through the capsule. I wonder if they have something like that. I'm going to check that out, because that's the type of water I would love to bathe. Imagine bathing in alkaline water every day. Do you know how fucking good you would feel coming out the shower every day? If you bathed in like anything from 7 to 9.5 alkaline, electricized, hydrocized water. Whoo. Just thinking about it gets me excited. Your skin must feel like on a whole different level. I wonder if they have something like that. That's right, brother Mauricio. I agree. The fucking air we breathe. Anytime I see a chemtrail and they blast those chemtrails right above where I live, because sometimes when I go in my backyard and I'm getting some sun or doing whatever, I'll look up in the sky and it's completely blue. And then a second later, I look up again and there's a big ass strip. I'm like, how the fuck they got that shit up there so quickly? And then 4 to 3 hours later, I get allergies. I get all this sniffles and all this, and I blow my nose. So I agree with you. The fucking air is contaminated. Everything. That's why I stress to you people that listen to my show that your faith over fear has to be on steroids. It comes with the territory. If you're not fully engaged in having a relationship with the Most High, and drawing closer and closer to what the Most High wants you to do with the gifts that you've been given, you in for a shitload of problems, because it's almost as if every single thing that currently exists in our society is toxic for us. So when the Most High said in scriptures that we shall drink poison and live, I believe that, but it's based on your relationship, your faith. You see, a lot of people, I figured out, and this is my opinion, I can't say it's a fact, but I figured out why so many people are straying from the Most High. A lot of it has to do with the fact that people look at having a relationship with the Most High and understanding the word of the Most High as a religious thing. That's why so many people are straying away, because they think it's a religion. They think it's a religious belief system, but it really isn't. It is a culture. It is an understanding of the way of life and the way life was intended to be lived, not under the way man has interpreted life to be lived. Because there's so many things that we have in this country and in this world that wasn't created by man, but man has found a way to distort and manipulate and corrupt it. And isn't that what Satan represents? Doesn't Satan represent the reciprocal of everything the Most High represents? So when I say that we are governed through Luciferian principles now in this country, I'm not talking out of my fucking ass. That's what we're really experiencing right now. We are experiencing a multitude of Luciferian principles that are becoming the very fabric of America. So much so that the Luciferian principles are being displayed as universal principles from the Most High. And there's a lot of people, especially your money-hungry motherfuckers, that's all they care about. It's all about, oh, money this, money that, money that. Because the Luciferian principles, they've bought it. They believe it. And when you start to see how the world really functions and the true meaning to life and the true essence of what the Most High represents, you start to realize that money is just an energy and it really has no real significance to what matters in life. We just get told that it does, but it really doesn't. That piece of paper don't mean shit. And the beautiful thing too with the pandemic is that a lot of people realized that. A lot of people had enough time to realize that working for other people for a certain amount of money is not fulfilling them. So if they can go make money somewhere else, and it may be a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, but most of the time it's going to be less, but they're going to feel something inside. They're going to feel a level of contentment. More importantly, they're going to have peace of mind. And what a lot of people realized during the pandemic, that having peace of mind and contentment in one's life was way more important than that fucking 6-figure income that they were holding so near and dear. And when they cut that 6-figure income into a 5-figure income, they took a hit. It's the best fucking hit they ever took in their life. How many people you know that are like that? Because I've met a couple that made some serious occupational career changes in their life. And each and every one of them took a hit financially where they wasn't going to be making the type of money they was making, but they're content. Even I feel like that. I took on a job. I took on a project that I'm very much pleased with, because I get to do it from home and I get to do other stuff. And it is right up my alley, because I don't really got to deal with people like that. And if you're somebody who's working on a project or a job or whatever it is you're doing, and you're doing it for other people, and you have to deal with people on a regular basis, I salute you, man, because it's hard to be engaged in customer service with people, but now more than ever, because people are suffering from mental health instability. All of us are, to a certain degree. Even people in this chat room, including myself, we are all suffering from some type of mental illness, some type of mental dis-ease. All of us are. How can you not? And if you're not suffering from some type of mental dis-ease, then you're not fucking human. Because I don't give a fuck how well your finances are or how well your life is right now. You are suffering from some type of mental challenge. Because the way this country is and the way it's set up and the direction it's going, how can you not be? Back in 2017, people, statistically, based on records from the mental health departments throughout the United States, it was recorded that 93% of Americans in the United States suffer from some form of depression. 93%. I think that the way this country is set up and the way things are put into action, especially when it comes to economics, like for right now, this inflation, you know how many people are stressed the fuck out because they can't even afford to pay for gas to take their ass to work? There's people carpooling like a motherfucker right now. There's people that can't even afford to take an Uber trip like they used to do on the regular to go to work. Some of them got to walk to work or get a fucking bike. I mean, people are stressed out is what I'm saying. People are very uncomfortable. And that's why I say, start getting comfortable. Start becoming content with the uncomfortability that exists here now. The uncomfortability that is being forced upon you, that is being forced onto your will. Because it's happening to everybody. It's even happening to the kids. That's why I say take your kids out of these fucked up schools, because these schools suck ass. These teachers ain't worth shit. They wasn't worth shit when I was in school. So they definitely ain't worth shit now. Especially, I couldn't imagine a 23 to 27-year-old teaching any of my kids. I only have one, but teaching my child for anything. Because these young adults, man, they're all fucked up, man. And it's not a coincidence that you having these instances happening all throughout the United States schools on a regular basis. Teachers beating up students, racial comments, freaking teaching about sexuality to fucking 5 and 4-year-olds and 6-year-olds. It's like, why does a fucking 5, 6, or 7-year-old need to read a book about a kid who thinks he's a girl, but he's really a boy, or vice versa? What purpose does that serve educationally? It's the Luciferian principles that are becoming the very fabric of America. And that's one of them. And don't be surprised when you see organizations like NABLA that are going to be starting to show their face again all over this motherfucker. I don't know how true this is because I don't have a lot of information, but I do know that either they're trying to pass or they passed a law recently. See, this is what I tell you, you got to be aware of all these laws that are being passed right on our noses. This motherfucking government, this administration is busy as fuck right now. They passed or they're trying to pass a law. I forgot the name of it. It has a certain number attached to it. But let's just call it the fucking pedophile law. They are trying to pass a law to where it is consensual for an adult to have sex with a 14-year-old if the 14-year-old consents. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this law because once they pass it, if they haven't already, what that means is if you're an adult and you have sex with a child or a teenager, and that teenager is coerced or paid off, the parents get paid off, whatever the fuck the situation is, that fucking pedophile doesn't have to go to jail. It's completely legal now. If that child says, yeah, we had sex and I wanted to. Okay, then we can't do nothing to you. This is the type of shit that's going on here in America, people. I've talked about it when I first started my podcast. I talked a lot about how the trans-binary agenda was serving a purpose to make pedophilia become more acceptable. And here we are. Now we're having these little bullshit laws. And you've heard me say this before. You know how many parents, if you pay them the right type of money, will have you to have sex with their kids. And a lot of these pedophiles are well off. It happens overseas all the time. It probably happens here in the United States on the low too. But if it becomes legal, ooh, that's an incentive, especially if you have a parent that is addicted to some type of chemical substance. That parent is going to trick that child out like no other. And it's going to be completely legal because the parent is going to tell the child, just do this. Do this for the family. Help mama out. Help daddy out. Brothers and sisters, we are in truculent, turbulent times. And it's time that we get truculent on fucking steroids. Because the turbulence is here. The chaos is here. The Luciferian principles are here. Aleister Crowley wasn't talking out his ass when he said that the 20th century or the 21st century was going to be his. And so far, from what's happened in the past couple of decades, man, we're seeing the transformation of America into a Luciferian cult-like territory or land. Everything is wicked in this fucking place now, man. And it's not a surprise why I feel no desire to want to go out recreationally. I'm so grateful that my child is already an adult because I couldn't even see taking my daughter to certain places without having to be concerned that some bullshit is going to go down or that there's going to be some type of shooting or something. But this is the type of shit we're dealing with here, people. That's why I said be aware and prepared and be very comfortable with being uncomfortable. Start getting into that mindset because the sooner the better for you, because we are going to be forced into that type of situation sooner than later. Because this place is marked for death. This place is marked for calamity. This place is old. And when I say this place, I'm talking about the United Serpents of America. The United Serpents of America has a lot of things to repent for. It has a lot of things it has to pay for. It has to go through a recompensation like no other. And that's why we got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because when the time comes and we have everything in order, we need to leave this fucking place. And there's a part of me that wants to stay. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a part of me that wants to be in the fucking fire. I don't know why. Don't ask me because I don't. But there's just this soldier warrior spirit in me that wants to fucking slay. But if the Most High deems me worthy and says, get the hell out of Dodge, get out of Florida, go overseas, go to South America or wherever it's intent, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. There's nothing for me here. There's nothing for me here now except the people I love. That's it. And my opportunity of what I'm creating and building and contributing and making my contribution, which is the network of awareness. But nothing else here even brings me the slightest glimmer of hope to want to be like, oh, I like it here. I like this place. This place sucks. And I'm always going to stick to that. There ain't nothing they're going to change my mind about how I feel about the United Serpents of America. And people that have half of a fucking brain know what I'm talking about. They ain't shit here. We're just here because we're here. You know, faith over fear all freaking day. So With that being said, I got so much shit to do and not enough time. But I hope that this layback show was just a little reminder to just get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's all. I didn't present any significant information, but I think I provided information for the spirit to digest and just to remind you on what matters, to also remind you what doesn't fucking matter, and to remind you to stay focused on your purpose and to continue to practice to being uncomfortable and being uncomfortable in a way that you get comfortable with being in that state on a regular basis. It's going to make you sharp, and it's going to make you vigilant, and it's going to make you aware and prepared. So, brothers and sisters, I want to thank you for joining me on this live broadcast. And, when you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning. And like I always say, don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because the light is and always will be within you. So light up the tunnel and find your way through the darkness, because that spiritual light is the very essence of who and what you are, and you are nothing else but that. So make the most of it while it's in this body, so that when it leaves this body, it has a nice body of work to show for while it was here. In the meantime, brothers and sisters, we're in season 4. We just did episode 11. We're about to do episode 12. And there's a storm coming into Florida, as I see. I see it's coming in. The wind is blowing. Lightning, storm. So hopefully everything stays on and I'll weather out this storm that's here. And I'll be back again tomorrow, brothers and sisters, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank all the people who took the time out tonight to join me on the live broadcast. And don't forget to start practicing being uncomfortable and being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And all praise to the Most High, because we're still here. Faith over fear. We're here with no fear, and we're here to win. I don't know about you, but I'm here to win. So thank you for joining. And until we meet again, brothers and sisters, I say Barakadah to you. All praise to the Most High, and peace, love, and light.
This concludes the Network of Awareness podcast. For more information on the Network of Awareness, please subscribe via email to our website, networkofawareness.com, and follow us on Spreaker.com. or any other listening apps you use. For any questions about the NOA, email us at aura@networkofawareness.com. Thank you for listening to one of the fastest growing podcast shows on society and culture in America and abroad. When you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning.